Welcome to the Roy Snarr Show, entrepreneurship and giving back. Now, here's your host, Roy Snarr.
I did forget to pay taxes my very first year.
Yeah.
$117,000, 1099. And I went to a tax CPA person and they're like, all right, sweet, you owe 20 grand. I'm like, dude, I don't have the money anymore. Like, I brought a car, I blew it. I bought everybody pizza. Like, what are we talking about? 20? Are
You should see my parties.
There isn't anything you can do. They're like, nah, you owe it, man. And so what's funny is then I go sign up for H&R Block online, do my own taxes my first year, $8,000. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then I send it off, but and then I learned I'm like very quick, dude, I got to pay quarterly taxes. I got to pay, now I have different W-2s, different companies. And I'm like, I got to pay my taxes, man. That's important. Also, I love, you mentioned something a second ago too. I want to go back to. You talked about sleeping in your truck.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Roy Snarr homeless video yet, man.
No, yeah.
Like, dude, everybody's homeless.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a home for 42 hours and I'm in my truck, but I'm homeless. And it's like, I mean, it's a good story, but like, it seems like everybody's homeless nowadays. I think you're missing a huge moment here.
I know. I did. It was funny too, because if you look at it, like the popularity is like, oh, I was addicted to like drugs and I was homeless and now I'm a multimillionaire. Like, I mean, I always had a place to sleep. I could always go to a friend's house and like, I could couch surf. So I was never homeless. I don't have that cool part of the story.
Were you a drug addict?
No, I was not. Yeah. So I know I never had any fun experimenting with drugs. I was actually, it was funny. I've never tried anything. I mean, I tried weed before, but it just really wasn't for me. I was too.
What's that feel like? I've never done it.
Well, it depends.
Let's talk about weed for a second on the Roy Snarr show.
So I mean, I'll tell you about this time I had some gummies with my mom and Jessica. We thought they were CBD to help us go to sleep. Well, there was this thing called Delta 8, which is, I guess, identical to marijuana. And we got just totally wasted on it. It was a fun time, but it was just paranoia.
So what do you mean wasted? Like,
well, it was.
I've never been
really
drunk
high.
either, so I'm like, okay, I'm trying to understand this. Like, you just, you can tell you're like really high.
Well, I'll bring a good bottle of bourbon. I want to watch this.
No, I'm not getting drunk, but you get loopy. You get like, you're like not there. You incoherent. Like,
I don't, man. Dude, it's like I'm trying to describe the color blue to somebody who's colorblind. It's
so like high, homeless. High and homeless and wealthy, but he.
But yeah, it never did anything. I was always too afraid that I'd be addicted.
He wasn't a drug addict though.
No, not a drug addict. I drank a lot of beer in college. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But never had that type of crazy story. But living through the fact that my mom became disabled, that was traumatic. And then luckily she's okay now, but still not like perfect. But, that all was like life lessons. So it wasn't like this perfect cherry patch and everything handed. Like, and that's what makes the best entrepreneurs, in my opinion. Just like what you went through. Your dad's like, get your ass out there. I did it. You can do it too. Yeah. And you did it. And that's how you become somebody who's great and that can help share experiences when you go through those type of traumatic events experiences.
You know what pushed me to along the way that I don't talk a lot about is I was, because my dad was successful. It was assumed that I would be successful and that he would help me in a lot of ways be successful, right? Now, my dad's amazing. He helped me for sure.
Yeah.
He's stupid if I said he didn't. But I had a chip on my shoulder that I'm like, and some people are like, you shouldn't have a chip on your shoulder. You shouldn't prove people wrong. It's like, dude, if that's what helps you reach success,
and that's your fuel to keep going.
So for me, early on, it was a fuel. Not only was there belief, put my back against the wall, but also there was a little bit of like, dang, dude, other people are doubting me or they're assuming that it's not me.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because everybody's like kind of hating and wondering and like, okay, doing this, you can hear it around the office and all this stuff's happening. And then before you know it, there was a point where people were like, dang, dude, what are you doing? I'd get calls from managers from different states and people from California and Minnesota and like Mississippi. And they're like, can you speak to our team? Can you come door knock 4 hours away with these agents? What are you doing? How'd you do this? Can you teach these people? And I'm like, I even got offered a sales manager position with an insurance company at 21 years old. And I'm like, dude, I'm still in college. I'm not ready. But it's funny to go from like doubting, hating, jealous, just because his dad. And then it's like, well, wait, what's going on over there, bro? What's he got going on? What's he doing, man? You know what I mean? So that was cool.
That is cool. I mean, and it's one of those things where like you needed to prove it to yourself and also break through a perception perhaps that like, well, your success just came from your dad.
Correct.
It's like, no, it actually came from me. Yes, I got help with it. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
100%.
Because look at all the trust fund kids and the trust fund babies. They don't do anything. Like grow up in the OC or whatever.
Yeah, and it's stupid to say nobody helped me. I did all on my own.
Yeah,
it's idiotic. That's never true for anyone. No way.
I've had lots of mentors like come in and help out, but a lot of it has to come from you. But you don't just do this by yourself.
No,
right? It's very rare. Like you have to have help, and then being humble about it and talking about it. is good, because a lot of times there's other people that are successful. They say, I never had any help at all. I did it all by myself. Really? You never talked to anybody? Never got any advice? You just figured it out by reading Reader's Digest?
No books, no conferences, no mentors,
conferences,
no lunches, no trainings.
Dude, I flooded myself. I still do today. I'll listen to Napoleon Hill's recordings. Awesome. Earl Nightingale. I like the old stuff.
You do like the old stuff, man.
Stuff.
I think that's going to put me to sleep now. I'm like, I don't think I'm like a prescribed ADD, but my attention span is freaking shot.
Oh, dude, mine is too. I mean, I'm like squirrel. I'm everywhere, But it's I just flood my mind and subconscious mind with all this positivity stuff, because I have to, because we're just surrounded by a negative world. I used to love watching conspiracy theories. I get way into it and I love it. But then I'm like, it's not necessarily that positive. Yep. Especially government conspiracy theories. Yep. And I was like, let me just back off and focus on, this is successful stuff. Right?
Totally.
So.
This is another element of success you're talking about, and you're talking about if you want to find negativity, you find negativity.
Yep.
If you want to be terrible at objections, you'll be terrible at objections. You want to not put in the work, you won't put in the work. If you want to all these things. I really believe that we have way more. This isn't popular and it's not, but I really believe when it comes to mental health, when it comes to physical health, when it comes to emotional health, it comes to everything. We have way more control over us, how we feel, what we think, and what we do than we give ourselves credit for.
100%.
If I want to be depressed, dude, I'll be depressed. If I want to not be depressed, guess what? I won't be depressed.
No, I truly believe, we choose our reality, right? And you actually create it and manifest it.
Yep.
I mean, I had a vision board that had $250,000 written on it for 5 years. Right. And then I still didn't hit it in the 5th year. It took me to the 7th.
Now you'd be broke.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. That doesn't cover expenses. And so, but I remember writing that down. And then I had another little vision board of a house. And the house that we purchased in Texas is very close to that one. It's crazy. I even printed out a stack of $100 bills in the form of $100,000 before even the 250 whiteboard, and all these little milestones. And I still have that today. I mentally envision smelling the new car or the new house and seeing how it all works. And it's true. It's proven by MIT science.
Yeah. People don't do those things.
No.
Most of you guys watching, you do not do this stuff. Yeah. But everybody talks about how important it is and how most people believe they'll be successful before they were. And I do believe you have to go there in the mind before you go there in the body.
Oh, 100%.
And you have to start to believe it and see it before it's ever going to become your reality.
Totally.
I'm still writing down my goals every single day.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I'm impacting millions of people around.
I write them down. I say them, and then I say it with feeling and meaning. You have to put the emotion with the thought. So that's a big thing. That's how you activate those little vibrating
now they're going to be like, okay, these dudes, they sound weird.
Yeah, exactly. Here, your turn. I'm a
sound crazy.
But it's all true. And I mean, they've even proven in science they've actually captured, we all are light wave particles and vibration. They've actually captured atoms from light waves and proven that. And it's really interesting. That's a whole other long conversation. I go to those are positive rabbit holes on YouTube.
That's a rabbit trail.
Yeah, exactly. That's instead of chasing 2 rabbits, I'm chasing a herd of them. You know what I mean? But it's very interesting. So, as we wind down here today, maybe you could share a little bit more about how people can work with you, what kind of agents that you're looking for, and then also share more about how they can get a hold of you. And then lastly, talk about one cool charity aspect that you do.
Yeah, man, let's do it. Yeah. So, if someone wants to grow and they're in the insurance industry, I'm their dude, bro, for sure. 1,000%. Okay. Yeah. Also, if they want to watch what we're doing, our YouTube channel at Cody Askins, about to hit 100K.
There you go.
2 minutes, maybe, who knows?
By the time they're watching this, it'll be 100K.
For sure. Yeah. At Cody Askins on YouTube, at Cody.Askins on Instagram. If they want a little behind the scenes, we put up stories. I was doing a story a second ago before we started the interview, right? Yeah. So sharing that kind of stuff. They also can get to where they reach out through Cody at Cody Askins. You know what? I'll even do something a little unique. We'll see how many people watch this, okay?
Cool.
They can text me. How about that?
Okay.
417-343-4397. Say, hey, dude, I saw you on the Roy Snarr show. I want to chat. I may throw you in a group text with one of my team. We'll get Derek involved, but we'll help you. We'll hang out. Derek's like,
Derek's like shaking his head.
Derek's like, I can't believe he just gave out his cell phone number in this show. It's like, whatever.
You should give out Derek's cell phone number.
Yes. Hang on. Let me get it. No,
I'll write it in the bathroom stall.
There we go.
Call
Perfect.
for a good time.
And then, dude, I mean, here's some of the things that we're doing, right? So every chance we get to sponsor a kid or help a family for Christmas or do something through our church, we love doing that.
Awesome.
Love doing that. My wife especially, Lauren, loves freaking doing that stuff, okay? We're also in the middle of working through rolling out this foundation, which is really important to her, that we can actually put together and do that. which is really cool. And I'm excited about that in the near future. I don't know exactly when. It takes a second to get those things up and going, but I'm excited about that. And then 2, like, I truly believe that you can give back and like give money and do this different stuff, which is cool, right? And I give cash away through my social media every few days typically, which is great.
I gotta get on that
Venmo. I think I gave away like $300 or $400 last week, right? But I also believe that if you have a gift and you're not sharing it, that's the best way you can give. Yeah. I believe you can give people handouts, or you can give them a hand up.
Right.
And so by getting out of your own way, get out of your freaking head and start posting on social, start helping the world, start putting out content, start sharing your gift with the world and inspiring others to do the same. You're helping people more than you could ever help them in any other way.
That's awesome. I love that.
Which is what you're doing right now.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why we created this, and to have great people like yourself on and to share their message. And it's a great platform for distribution. The podcast, the YouTube, and it's evergreen too. Like my kids can look back and be like, "Oh yeah, there's Dad right there," and even when I'm gone, it's a legacy building tool. And it's fun because maybe somebody out there picks up just one nugget, one little tip, and it helps change them. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I had my first comment on a YouTube video saying, "That was very inspiring. I really appreciate it." I almost fell out of my chair. I felt so special. I was like, "This is so cool." I still didn't message him back, but I will. But it just got busy. But it was just super cool that that happened. So it's like maybe we're like all this stuff, right? Just if it changed one life. That sounds cliche, life changing, but it's true. Because I remember when I was listening to audiobooks and tapes like that, those figures help impact and change my life. So it's a self-perpetuating wheel. So I really appreciate you coming out today.
Thanks,
I know you're busy, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Appreciate you. Love you.
Cool. Love you too, man.